In the next 2 episodes of the Blueprint instructional series, we're going to cover how to assign priorities and flash patterns. In this episode, we'll start with priorities. All inputs on the Blueprint system are assigned a priority. This includes all buttons on the control panels, slide switches, wired inputs, link inputs, and virtual inputs called matrices. Depending on which input tab is selected, the priority may be shown in a different area. For example, on the Input Node tab, the priority is shown to the left of each input. On the Control Panel tab, the priority is shown above the image of the control panel. In some cases, like on a multi-press button, there may be 2 different priorities shown, one to represent each push of the button. Each input's priority will be a number between 1 and 10, with 10 being the highest. As an input is triggered, it may turn an output on, off, or set the output to flash. When there are 2 different inputs trying to control the same output, the input with the higher priority wins control over that output. Let's demonstrate how this works. First, let's select slide switch 1. Since this is a new file, its priority will be set to 3 by default. That's a good starting place for a new file. It leaves room to control outputs in different scenarios. Second, map that input to flash outputs 1 and 2. These are going to alternate red and blue lights. Now, we're going to map slide switch 2 to flash only the blue light and slide 3 to flash only the red light. Starting with slide switch 2, let's set it to priority 4. Because this control panel is set up for progressive control, when slide 2 is on, slide 1 is also on. So we're going to map the blue light to start flashing and the red light to turn off. We're going to repeat the same for slide switch 3. Let's start by clicking on slide 3, and then we're going to change its priority to 5. Now for this input, we will do the opposite of what we did for slide switch 2. We're going to flash the red light and turn the blue light off. Now we're going to see what this looks like when we run it on a test setup. I have mocked up a single M-Power light hooked up to outputs 1 and 2. I'm going to start by activating slide switch position 1. You will see the red and blue lights start flashing just like we programmed. Moving on to slide switch 2, the light only flashes the blue color because we restricted the red from flashing in the programming process. Finally, slide switch 3. Now it's only going to flash the red because we restricted the blue during the programming process. And with that, we conclude this lesson on input priority.